Hi, Chris Glatzel with Healing Heart Workshops. Thanks for joining me. This is your bonus Mixing Colors DVD, and I'm in my studio. If you want to take a look around here, it's really exciting. This is my art studio. Yeah, we have a lot happening in here. It's super fun. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a little background. I've been doing this I've been painting for a lot of years. And the actual doing this art studio thing has been going on like 5.5 years, which is surprising to me. Anyway, so when my friends and family said, "Oh, you're opening an art studio," that makes complete sense. and then you probably heard the whole thing with the healing art that happened out of this other program I was doing with inner healing, and so we just kind of put the two together, and here we are. But a couple years ago, I had a class in here called Introduction to the Masters, a beginner's class. That sounds kind of like, that'd be an oxymoron or something. But I just want to show you a couple of these paintings right behind me. This is a Van Gogh. It's his boats, if you can see it. There you go. This is a Monet, and all of these we do in our class like for just 3 hours. There's some other ones around here, but what I've found doing this studio thing is that you can simplify a lot of things, and so that's how the beginning with the master's class, beginning painting kind of thing happened. And what I would like to show you today is just a little bit about color mixing. When I was a kid, I still do. I love color mixing. I love what happens when you put two colors together and see that, God made me about the color thing, So anyway, this is going to be just a short little video to help you know what colors mix together to make what colors. Basically, I don't have an art degree, so I'm not going to be talking like a big, a lot of fancy words. So you're going to get the education here. So anyway, today we have a palette of just 4 things. So this is where you can start. If you don't have any other colors at home, you can start with these. I know in your class you had 9 colors on here, but we're going to make all of those 9 colors. Maybe not black. Oh, maybe black. Anyway, we're going to make everything with these 3 colors, and I just want to put on our palette here, our 3 colors that we're going to start with. This is red, obviously. I hope that the colors show up on the screen there. And I'm cleaning my brush and my water by bouncing it. So what happens with these acrylic paints, you have to bounce them pretty much to get the color off of there, and then you can scrape them on the side of your cup. And then the water is out. See, I got pretty much of a clean thing here. So I'm going to put my yellow over here. So these are called primary colors. The 3 primary colors are what everything is based on. And with color mixing and pigments, it's different than mixing light. So if you ever see a light show that has, the 3 colors coming together, they make white, which is, I don't understand all that, something about light rays and all that. But anyway, so we're going to put our blue. We're going to put our blue color down here. Pick up a little more blue. It's not quite thick enough right now. There we go. Put a nice spot of blue on there. So what's going to happen next is going to be exciting. Watch this. I have white in the middle because I want to show you what happens when we add things to white. So I'm going to put the secondary colors in here, and we're going to have this big domino looking thing. So if I mixed a bit of red with a bit of blue and put that together, stir it up real nice, and da-da-da. So I would end up with a really, really lovely purple. So right away, I want to show you what happens when we mix variations of this color together. So we're going to put our purple right here. Is that a nice purple? Great purple. So here's what happens if I lean that purple a little more bluish. We're going to put a little more blue on this side. See what I'm doing? I'm putting the blue over here next to the blue, so we get blue purple. little bit of purple with a little bit of blue going on. And it's not the same shade as the blue, is it? And it's not the same shade as the purple. It's kind of like a midnight blue, darker blue. Those were good for night skies. And then if I take the same brush, I don't have to rinse it out yet, and I come in here with a little more red into my purple, so it's leaning a little heavy on the red side. We will be able to make kind of more like a raspberry color. I love this color when we're making sunsets and things, because it's sort of like a step up from orange, and it's, you know, the blue sky or the blue cloud, you know, the gray cloud tinted with a little bit of the sunshine. There we go. I think we have a good one. Nope, not quite yet. Let's move it over a little more. I really want to redden that up. Well, my red's getting in my white. It's dripping. Better. Okay, so can you see that color? Sweet. It's a little more raspberry. So what would happen if I mixed a little bit of white in with that raspberry? It's what's on my brush. So I'm gonna, so this is the white center. So I'm gonna just kind of like bring a little white in here. See what happens with the white on the raspberry. Lovely. White in the raspberry. All right, so I'm gonna bring out some more of our midnight blue. Oh, this is our regular purple. Yep. So midnight purple with a little blue in it. Regular purple, sorry. Regular purple with a little blue in it. What color do we get? Yeah. Sorry. Regular purple with a little white in it will bring us up to that. Okay, so let's lean towards more blue. We're adding more blue. I'm not even having to change anything on my brush because it's bringing it all in. And so I've got more blue and a little white in here. Yeah. So that will just make it that color. Aren't those cool? So I'm going to rinse my brush off again. We'll come back around to the blue and make it a little lighter. Or maybe we could do it right now. Let's do it right now. I'm just moving a little bit of blue over here and grabbing some white. So this is straight blue with a little white. So at the end of the day, my plate is always like super messy. And people, you know, when people are in my class, they're like, can I have a new plate? And I'm like, you're fine. You know, it's just all these colors go together. It's okay. So we got a light blue going on here. So we're going to do the same thing with red. What do you think happens when we mix red? I feel like my red spot is too small. I'm getting bigger with my colors here. What do you think happens when we mix your red with the white? Now, a lot, you know, if you've been around the art world at all, you know this answer. But if you're not, and don't feel bad if you don't know these things. This is really something, you know, that I found after a while. It's real intuitive for me. But a lot of people come into my class and they're like baffled, like, whoa, I don't know what. If you mix, how do you make pink? Red and white. So isn't that a pretty color? We're making pink. There we go. So we're going to have all these little spots here. Next up, we're going to mix red and yellow. So we're going to do our primary color and our secondary color. So this is called, these here are called our secondary color. These are our primary colors, red, yellow, blue. So the other secondary color is an orange. Right smack in the middle of our red and yellow are going to be orange. And then a variation of that. Let's work on this orange. So we have exact, sometimes not exact amounts because our red is phthalo is a real strong red, and it takes a tiny bit of it to color anything. So that's usually what's true about colors. Like if I would take a pile of white and put a little drop of red in it, it would turn pink immediately. But if I would take a little drop of white and put it in the red, that wouldn't hardly change it at all, because it's just the way that, you know, the darker colors color the light. So we've got a really nice orange going on here. Ooh, pumpkin orange, isn't that great? That one's a nice color. So we're picking up the orange, putting it here. Now I'm gonna lean that a little redder, send it a little redder, and I'm gonna have it over here with a little bit more red in it. A red orange, yeah, that's a great color. Great color. And then I'm gonna take more yellow on my brush. I'm gonna just pick up more yellow over here, and we're gonna have something in between the orange and yellow. So tertiary is like the third colors, and that's what I'm doing now. These are tertiary colors. And those are all your fun, like extra colors in your Crayola box. You know, you get the plum red, and you get the different shades of things. That needs a little more yellow to make it a little bit more in between here. So I'm mixing right on the canvas. Mixing colors on your plate or on the canvas works. So when you're painting a painting, can you see the difference there? It looks a little lighter. Like I said, when you add light to a dark, whoa! I have a blob in the middle of my canvas. Let's take that off. We'll cover that up later. So, lovely. That's a lighter orange. Now, what happens when we add white to that lighter orange? Got whatever's on my brush. We're mixing white in there. And here we go. This is what we get. Lighter orange. I like it. So we're going to mix white with our orange. It's hard to find them after a bit. Here we go. This one is going to be just a little peachier. We start getting peach, and then if you mix white into the really nice dark orange red, that one's going to be the most coral-like. So you can see when you add white, you can really start getting the differences in the shades. All right, I'm going to pick up a little more yellow, mix it with some white, and we're going to get a butter color. Really nice like butter. Really nice like butter. I love that shade right there. And a lot of times, depending on the strength or the density of your pigment in your paints, if you pick up really, really nice thick paints, you'll end up with really good pigment. Otherwise, like some of the school grade stuff we use here in the studio is very thin, and my yellows and reds don't cover. So we have to mix white with them, but you have to be careful, because when you're mixing white and you have like a whole orange painting like this, you don't necessarily want to go towards the pink direction. So we have to be careful in here so we don't get pink. So that's where we have a lot of yellow in our canvas. I'm just going to get rid of that. So what goes in here? Those are our greens. We're going to mix yellow and blue. So yeah, I'm struggling here trying to find a spot to make a color. All right, one little spot left without white in it. So we're going to mix I don't want to pick up white or orange, because I'll show you later what that makes. Let's go over here. Oh, maybe. Let's go over here. Yep, we're going to make a green on this side of the canvas, because I want it to be not polluted by the white. Now you can use every bit of this plate. I love these plates. They're so good. So if you, like, I think I said this somewhere along the way, but if you put together your, if you put a little plate on top of it and like this and set it in the fridge, you can even tape it around it. It'll still be good in like a couple weeks, because the cool air will keep it kind of in a different state. All right, we have a green. We have a green. So we're going to put it right in the middle here. This is our green, or like a grass green. like I said, there we go. And so we're gonna mix a little more yellow in this grass green to make a yellow green or a lime green. So glad you joined me for this. I'm so glad we're able to do this thing, because here's what's going to happen. I am working on doing another series, like I did one in the studio, working with the masters, and we're going to have that out on our website page in a little bit. But what's going to happen, this has got more yellow in it. That yellow, see, we're doing the same thing. We're taking the yellow and trying to put it in, and it affects. Yeah, there we go. We got a lighter color now. And I'm going to just pick up the white right away with that color. Ooh, I like this one. This is a very nice, so that one has a lot of white in it. That's a really, really nice color. I'm going to pick up some white with this green. Anyway, so look for that. We're going to start talking about painting with the masters. And for a lot of you, you're like, this abstract thing is getting old. And you want to know how to paint actually something, like we're going to probably do things like this, you know, like walk you through a whole painting in a couple, like 2 20-minute, maybe 3 20-minute sessions, and then we'll be able to accomplish that whole thing, and you'll get a whole painting in one lesson, which will be really fun. So lighter green. So this time we're going to mix. I got to get rid of the white out of my brush. Bouncing it here, scraping it on the side of the cup. I'm not wasting paper towels or anything. So what's going to happen with this is if I move this green, I made yellow and blue make green. If I make more blue going on in there, add a lot more blue, this is going to be a blue-green, right? So some like phthalo green, the green that we have, I don't like this color green so much, but it's because, I think it's because this deep yellow has a little tinge of red in it maybe, and so this looks sort of more browny. But we're going to make a nice blue-green color here. There we are, and we're going to pick up a little bit of white with that blue-green. Here we go. I'm mixing right on the canvas just because I'm running out of room on my plate. Aha! So there you are. We have the primary colors, red, yellow, blue. They're the secondary colors, which are orange, green, and purple. So they're all across from each other. See that? So what would happen if you mix all of these together? That's the question now. So watch, we're going to put the red. So basically, I've got white in there. You don't want white in it. You don't want white in it because that'll mess it up. So we can take orange. So if you are mixing all three of these colors together, you will get a brown shade. And I'll show you here in a minute. Like if I was to just do this on my whole plate, I would get kind of a brown color, depending on how much I had of what. So now it's turning purple. I need more yellow in there. But here is, if I mix orange with blue, I'm basically getting red, yellow, blue, because orange is red and yellow. If I mix green with red, I'm basically getting blue, yellow, red, because I'm just using the secondary color. So if you take a secondary color with any primary color, you're going to get kind of a brown thing. So I've mixed a bunch of these together, and I've made a really, really ugly brown. This would change if I added certain shades to it. If I added more orange up here, you know, we would get more of an orangey brown. If I added more red to it, we could get a little more this direction. So as you can see, this isn't the perfect way to do it, but as you can see, we're starting to get some different shades there. This is more of a gray, actually. So if you have the warmish color, concentration of the warmish colors, you're going to get browns. If you have a concentration of the bluish colors, or the cool colors, so warm and cool, if you have a concentration of them, you're going to get more of the cool grayish tones. So that's really fun. The other thing that you need to know is if I'm going to take any of these colors, and let's say this is blue right here. This is mainly blue with a little bit of orange in it because I want to gray this down. I want to gray down my blue. And I'm going to put like a circle here of blue, grayed down with that orange in it. And then I'm going to pick up a little white. All of a sudden, I've made like a very nice kind of gray. Yeah? So let's see what happens if we make orange. We're going to take our orange. It's over here. Orange. We're taking orange. It's actually turning peach because I'm out of yellow. Okay, that's okay. We'll do orange, a little bit of blue in here, just to change it up. And then we're adding white to it. This plate's a mess. Yeah, you might not want to try this at home. You might need 3 plates. That's okay. So I'm going to take orange, little blue in it, and add white. And what I get there is this interesting gray on this end. So we have a cool gray, a warm gray, a cool gray, and a warm brown. And we've mixed all of these colors together. And if you start adding, like, so the science behind this is if you add this with this, you're going to come up with some kind of muddled gray or brown in the middle, and then you add white to it, and you'll get a lighter, washed out version of that. So if you add just a tad of blue to your orange, you'll dull down the orange. It won't be a true orange anymore. If you add a little bit of, in my classes with the really dark green that I have, I can mix green and red together, and we turn out almost like a dark, really dark, really deep, deep purple. And then, what color of my hair? According on this, it's not purple, but anyway. Yeah, so it comes out really, really dark, and we can use it for black. So a lot of times, blue and brown together make a black. If you if you have your palette, and you have a nice blue and you have a nice brown, like a burnt sienna or something with a blue, you can make a really lovely black with that, and you don't need to have black on your canvas. So unless I have something that is a piece of black furniture or something, if it's organic or natural or in nature, I don't use black because I don't think there's a true black in nature, or maybe bugs. We don't paint bugs anyway. So you can make black with blue and brown. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. This was fun for me. I love mixing colors, and yeah. So look for that course that I'm going to be developing soon. Hopefully by now that when you're hearing this, it's already done. So yeah, so back up. Hey, look for that course that I did. It's going to be Painting the Masters for Beginners. And then we're going to bring some other elements into how you can express like symbolism, like what does a river mean in your painting? What does a tree mean? What is some of those kind of things that when you add a tree, what does that mean? It could mean different things to different people, but biblically speaking, rivers are the spirit. Trees are planted by rivers of living water, and they're oaks of righteousness, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of symbolism you can put in your paintings when you start developing this, and you can produce something that actually people like to look at. And up till now, it's just been for yourself, but if you wanted to paint for others, or something that's more meaningful to and decorative, I guess is the combination. Because meaningful is up to you who painted it and the beholder and all that. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I really, really appreciate you guys. Love you. And this is for your freedom. Remember, you're meant to be amazing. And if you want to do